Well, would you look at that? In about 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be taking classes as a junior in high school. Man, does time fly by fast. With me entering junior year, I feel that it was necessary for me to make a video sort of reflecting upon my sophomore year. And so here's that video. Dear sophomore year Xtian, your story begins before your sophomore year, actually. It started off when you signed up for your ASB and also for AP World History. And signing up for both may not have been the best decision for you mentally, but it really showed you how to manage your time, even though you really did not manage your time that well. I mean, like, I'm gonna be frankly honest. You procrastinated so much that it sort of became a habit, and you still have that habit, unfortunately. You still have summer work for your AP classes that are waiting for you to get finished, and school starts in 2 weeks. So I hope you got on that by the time you're done recording this. People say that the friends you walk into high school with aren't going to be the friends that you walk out of high school with, but guess what? You've kept the same friends that you've had since elementary school. And they're still your closest friends. They're still the only people you really talk to on a daily basis. And that says a lot about you guys as friends. But don't worry, they're not showing signs of leaving anytime soon. So you don't have to worry about them leaving you. You guys found a spot to hang out with, at school, and it's a really nice spot. I just wish that when we go back to school, we have that spot to go back to. But yes, so in your sophomore year, you not only kept the same friends, you added a couple more in there, but you've also strengthened your bond with those core group of friends. And I feel like that's the most important thing. Initially, you thought your sophomore year was going to be terrible because when you compared your schedules with your other friends on the first day of school, you realized that you didn't have any classes with half of them. But guess what? That didn't change anything. Your sophomore year was probably your best year so far. And that's great. Part of what made your sophomore year amazing was the fact that you got great teachers. All of the teachers that you got were amazing. They were helpful, they were caring, and they were just really, you could tell that they were really passionate about what they taught. You got a good Spanish teacher, you got a good AP World teacher, and you got a good math teacher. And yes, even your chemistry teacher was helpful. She might not have been the best teacher teaching-wise, but as a person and as like, kind of, you know, an adult figure, she was amazing. She seemed like your Filipino grandma that you could really just talk to on a daily basis. And, you know, that was nice. You got more involved in dance this year. You took a dance class for PE, and that was the best choice you could ever make because it was the first time that you ever had fun doing PE. But then, besides PE, you also got more involved in your school's dance program, Mission Fusion. You got given somewhat of a role. I mean, like, you got killed off after a minute, but we don't talk about getting killed off. You got a role. It was nice to fulfill said role, even if it meant only playing that role for a minute. But you had fun. This year's Mission Fusion was great. You enjoyed it thoroughly. You made so many great memories. You started to feel closer to the people in that club. And yeah, something that I'm proud of you for learning this year is learning how to loosen up at school while still taking it seriously. You're usually that person that never really had fun at school. You were someone that was such a stickler for, I have to be at the top of my stuff. I have to do this. I have to do my best. But in sophomore year, you learned to just be more relaxed and obviously take stuff seriously, but learn how to have fun. You know, you learned that not everything has to be revolved around school, and that sometimes you just need to loosen up a bit in order to make your high school experience so much better. And to be honest, that made you as a person so much better. Alright, so let's just go through some really quick things. You learned a new language this year, Spanish, because you took your first year of Spanish this year. You got your first ever AP class experience and got a 5 on the AP exam, though I don't want to count that as an official score because this was a weird AP exam where you only had to write an essay, because trust me, if you had to do the actual exam, you would not be getting a 5. You learned a lot of skills, you learned a lot of leadership lessons through ASB, you made a lot of memories through ASB, and yeah, that's the end of the speed round. With all that talk, it sounds like your sophomore year was great, and it was. Everything was going so smoothly. Everything was going swell. You were really starting to enjoy school for what it was worth, and you were making great memories. You were enjoying life. You know, everything was just going perfect. But surprise, pandemic. On March 13th of 2020, you got sent home for what you thought was only gonna be for a month. And so you were looking forward to seeing everyone. You were like, see you in a month, see you in a month. And then that month turned into 2 months, which turned into 3. And guess what? Now it's August and you're starting the school year. You're starting the next school year at home because of the pandemic. And to be honest, you thought that you could handle that pandemic well. And now you are, but in that first month, not first month, like the first couple of days, wow. Those first couple of weeks in the pandemic and being sent home, you really did not know what to do with yourself, and you were just kind of like, it was kind of just like you were in a state of shock. You know, you just felt so disoriented, you felt like, you know, what's going on and stuff, and then suddenly it all just kind of hit you at once, and then you had a breakdown, and that wasn't fun, but eventually you learned how to cope with it, and, well, here we are, month number 5 in quarantine. Something weird that happened over this like stay-at-home period, you found your love for Minecraft again. You kind of gave it up once you entered high school, but you found it again. And if anything, you're playing it more than you did when you were a middle schooler. But hey, it's what keeps you sane. And with that being said, here we are now. It's about to be junior year. And in junior year, boy oh boy, am I scared. I signed up for 3 APs. I'm now getting more involved in dance, and I still have the procrastination problem. And so, yes, that's all I have to say. Here's to writing my junior year story, and I hope that your junior year goes well for you. Xtian, signing off. Bye.